so who has questions?
Okay, so I understand that these are different techniques that you can do to yourself daily. If I were to go for a massage in the morning, would that remove the need for me to do that? Is that already hitting those points, or are these more selective points?
It really depends on your massage therapist, and some therapists really are trained to work with the neurolymphatic points. That's part of their training, that's part of what they do, and it's great because they get that energy moving, they get the toxins sort of moved out, and then they use the massage to help those toxins move out. So that's great. But what you just learned, however, is a very brief way to get that done that you can apply yourself, and you probably don't have a massage every morning, but this you can do every morning or every afternoon, and so it's a really handy way to be able to keep those energies clear.
As a matter of fact, this is what I do love from a massage technician. I'm going to bring this chair over. This is my favorite part, so I really want a massage technician who does some depth, because these points on the back are the neurolymphatic reflexes next to your spine. So if somebody really comes along and massages those points.
Okay, so we're going to be not on the spine, but on either side of the spine, and I'm going to be pushing in with my weight, because unless the back has been injured, this can take a great deal of pressure, and I'm pushing in and I'm making little circles with my thumbs. So I'm putting my weight into it, making little circles. All you need to do is about 10 or 15 seconds on each set of points, then go down half an inch. And
you're probably only going 6 or 7 seconds, David, and it works.
And then there is a meridian associated with every one of these points.
Yeah.
So you're giving a person a complete meridian balancing by doing this. And as Donna pointed out, it's not 10 or 15 seconds.
I love this. These are some of my favorite lymphatics on the body. And so if a massage, you can train your massage technician to do that for you.
You get all dilated to the sacrum, and then you just smooth it out, so you kind of get the energy that was freed, the toxics that were freed, just moving through the lymph system so they can be eliminated.
It's great. It's real restorative. So that's yes.
I wanted to ask about that last technique when you were working down either side of the spine. Does it have a name?
Yes, yes. It's the spinal flush. Spinal flush.
Spinal flush.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, Don and David, I have another question. If I'm just starting out with a daily energy routine, which you just demonstrated, would I kind of stick to the order you've given, or can I change it depending on how I feel?
That's a really good question. The truth is, you will find that your body wants things in a certain order. That's just what happens to all of us. This is the order that works for most people, but people are different, and your energy is as unique as a thumbprint, and so you want to really honor what your body wants. I find that usually, though, this is the order, and just always start with the crossover.
Yeah, the most important part is the crossover and having the Wayne Cook posture relatively early in it, because those two really do pave the way for all the other systems to work. After those, the order really doesn't matter that much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wondered, is this contraindicated for anybody? And then I guess along with that question, if a woman is pregnant or children.
Good questions. Is it contraindicated for anybody? What I have found, having had a practice for 23 years before I ever went on the road, there wasn't anybody I couldn't work with. But sometimes lymphatics are too painful for some people, and maybe they have too many toxins in their body, and so that they might feel nauseated by the time you're through. So I always, what's the word? I'd try to match it. Anyway, I'd try to match it to what the person needs. And what I found with pregnancy, no. Pregnant body and the baby inside, love it.
So I was wondering if there was a way for us to do energy testing on ourselves if we don't have a partner.
There is a way to energy test for substances without a partner, and we'll be showing you how to do that right after we show you how to energy test with a partner, which is a little more, a little easier to learn, a little more reliable.
So we're going to show it to you in one of the next classes, so that takes a little longer.
I just thought of another question. I know you said this is a daily energy practice, and probably the morning is the best time, but if you're really rushed in the morning, would it keep you awake if you did it at night and cause insomnia? Or
You're real good with questions. I mean, people find it works at different times for different people. Some people, boy, this is it. They're going to do it in the morning to get them going because they're just having a hard time even waking up, and it really helps. Some people, though, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when your energy is starting to drag a bit, to do that then, wow, you've got your energy back again.
This leads us into something that we're going to talk about later, which is that, and we'll talk about it now, which is that we're all very busy, you know. So one of the questions that we've really had to think about is how to get people to use it, you know, because people come to one of our workshops and they're all fired up and all excited, and one of the truths about Donna's system is that it's unfortunate, but it doesn't work if you don't use it. So how do you get people to use it? So that's part of why it's so nice to have it packaged in a very short routine that takes only 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. And then if you tie it in with something you already do, a routine you already use, then you're much more likely to use it. So if you exercise regularly or do yoga or Pilates or meditate, it's a great warm-up or cool-down. So you can tie it right in to those. Or some people are really slow in the morning and it's just not easy to get going. You can do it in bed. You can do you can even do the cross crawl in bed. You can do every part of it in bed so that it really gets you going for your day. For other people, will use it at the other end of the day. They'll use it right when they get home from work as a kind of a ritual of transition. Okay, the company store has owned me all day, and now I am going home and the evening is mine, and I'm going to start this way. And some families do it together before they all go off to their computers. You know, but
and you can do it in the shower in the morning.
You can another thing is some people take baths and showers, you know, so it's not a matter of no pain, no gain. It's a situation where the more relaxed you are, the more effective it's going to be for you. So you are going to find the place where it fits into your life. And what we're going to encourage you that are taking the course to do is to experiment with doing it every day. Every day between now and the next class. Now you may not be able to, you can still come back to the next class, we're not the energy police, but we encourage you to do it, to really find out what does it feel like to go from having a day without attending to your energies in this way versus having a day where you really do attend to them. So it's a good question.
I really love the example when you were zipping up and you said to create an intention at the same time. And I'm just wondering, would you recommend that maybe you weave intentions and positive thoughts into doing the rest of the work?
Yeah, that is another good question. I think it always helps to use your mind and your intention or an affirmation on zipping up. It always helps, for sure. And with this particular one, it really makes that affirmation go in deep because you have your chakras here and it spirals them in. And people tell me, I've heard this so many times, that their affirmations that didn't seem to really work for them really began to work.
Yeah, and it really brings up a very big question, which is, does energy follow the mind or does the mind follow energy? And it actually moves in both directions, but what people kind of overestimate is how much power the mind has over the energies. So we do all these things for mind power, and the truth is that if the energies are off, that influences the mind.
And
that makes it really hard. You can't think yourself out of depression. Okay, you can do energy techniques that address depression so that then the mood changes, the way of thinking changes. So we certainly go in both directions. We certainly say use that intention with your zip up, but we also say if the mind isn't quite getting you where you want to go, shift the energies first. Yes. Then the mind will be much more free to be the effective tool that it is.
In fact, I want to say, back when I had my practice, it was a time when energy medicine wasn't very popular or known, and so I'd have somebody come who just didn't believe it at all. So their mind was actually going in the other direction.
Is that me?
but once you get the energy moving, it plugs into the mind, and you really become a believer. So I used to love it when I'd have somebody who didn't believe anything was going to happen for them.
Oh, I am so excited to hear, especially the unscrambling. This would be so awesome to take as a teacher into the classroom and working with the children, with the parents, helping with the homework to do this exercise together. Awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's, I mean, kids get very scrambled or homolateral, which means their energies are not crossing over. So often in the school systems, just think of all the energies coming at a kid in school and a big adult teaching them that they aren't real familiar with. I mean, all those things throw a kid off. And if they have any dyslexia at all, boy, Wayne Cook is so important. Thank you.
If I were to do this every day and see noticeable improvements over time, would I also be affecting the energy of the people around me or living with me?
Yes, yes, yes.
In the same way that you saw with the reading exercise, where the person reading was having an impact on the energies of the people that were listening, it works exactly like that. You get a positive energy field going, and it impacts everybody that's around you.
Hi, Donna. Why do you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth?
Oh, good question. You guys have great questions. Why you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth? I first want to say that there are many different ways to breathe. And I know sometimes yoga teachers will ask me that question. And the reason why is because when you breathe in through your nose, you put your tongue up at the top of your mouth.
Spontaneously, it just happens.
And when that happens, you're drawing up central and governing up your body, and when you let go and you put your tongue on the bottom, it makes them start hooking up there in the back, and that's what you want. You want that hookup.
So it's not the only way to breathe in a positive, disciplined manner, but it's one that is just so easy to get in the habit of while you're doing the energy medicine exercises, and it really supports those exercises. And,
and if you want to build the habit of the microcosmic orbit going around your body, I mean, you do have more vitality with it, and you're clearer and centered, and you're in your rhythm again. Okay?
One more question. You know, you zip up the front. Why not the back, too?
Oh, well, you certainly can zip up the back. Governing, for most people, they can't reach all the way up, but you can zip it up and then reach over, and with your mind, hold it until you can reach over and come that way. You sure can. Thank you very much.
I have a question.
Okay.
You talked about different organs like large intestine, small intestine, but then you touched places where those organs weren't located.
That's
so
right.
You touched the outside of the leg, but you said large intestine. So can you explain that?
Yes. Yes. The organ may be very far away from the neurolymphatic reflexes, but it is. Let's see. I'm going to answer it in a question in a way that might surprise you. If you ever could see a baby inside the stomach, and how they're twisted and turned. The organs are very hooked up to the lymphatics. The baby, all the meridians are exactly where the organs are, and they're all twisted up, and so are the lymphatics. And then you stretch out and get bigger and everything, but you are still connected in to those places that you originally had. And so to massage down here, there is a reflex that makes the energy from your intestines begin to move. And so it's the same way with all of them.
One thing that really confuses people when they first learn this work is we talk about spleen, when we're talking about spleen meridian. The spleen meridian goes not only through the spleen, but it also goes through other organs, such as it goes through the pancreas, but we just name it spleen. So the meridian and the organ are very different. Interestingly, there are some analogies between them. The spleen meridian has some of similar functions to the spleen organ, having to do with metabolism. But don't confuse the two. They're really different. One is an energy pathway, one is an organ.
But the pathway governs the organ.